Kia ora, it's another week when we find our weather is dominated by westerlies with more rainfall on those western coasts, and on the eastern side it's drier but windier and warmer as well. As we head through the rest of today, you can see we've got those westerly winds pushing across places like Stewart Island. A severe weather watch for you through the daytime on Wednesday, but watch as we head through in towards the night time tonight and over the next few days. You'll notice that there's not a great change in how our pressure pattern is set up. We've got high pressure to the north, we've got these more active features moving in from the Tasman Sea. They'll be bringing in some wetter weather, some pretty high rainfall totals towards places like Buller and Grey, but also some stronger winds through your classic spots like Cook Strait, Wairarapa, and also down through Canterbury. So we'll find as we head towards the end of the day tomorrow for Thursday, some heavy rainfall back on towards those western facing coasts of the South Island. Places like Westland already have a severe weather warning, and areas like Buller and Grey, watches that run right the way through Thursday, Friday, and even through in towards Saturday and Sunday, with that rain very slow to clear through here. For the North Island, although it's a little drier, we'll still find areas in the western side of the country having more cloud and showery weather than we'll find in the east. And I think those northwesterly winds will still be pretty brisk through there. Places like southern Hawke's Bay and towards Wairarapa catching hold of some of those stronger winds. Windy day in Wellington as well, some watches around here. But what we'll really find on those eastern coasts will be those temperatures that really start to rise up. So by the time you head through in towards, say, Friday, areas like Hawke's Bay, Napier, Hastings, you're looking at temperatures around about 26, 27 degrees Celsius, perhaps even a degree or so more. We'll also find it stays very warm overnight. So there's really warm air that comes over us. So our nighttime temperatures for many spots in the teens, even 15, 16 degrees for some of those spots in the east. You can see down south we've got more of those strong winds just skirting that far southwestern corner around Fiordland. So winds are really going to be a feature of the weather. But remember I was saying we had that strong wind, that heavy rain watch for Buller that lasts through in towards the weekend. This band of rainfall doesn't really clear away through Friday or Saturday. It doesn't make much headway further north, and it means those areas across the top of the South Island continue to have that rainfall feeding through. So something to watch out for through there. Stronger winds pushing back in towards the south once again. And with that east-west split in the weather, the western side, particularly of the South Island, bears the brunt of the rainfall. We'll have a look at the rainfall accumulations in just a bit. As we go through in towards Sunday, you can see we keep hold of that east-west split of the weather with more wet weather on those western coasts. We'll find some colder air starting to make its way back towards us. So the return of some snow for about the tops of those southern Alps mountains. But I think we are going to find if you're in the east, it's drier but windier and pretty warm even through in towards Saturday and Sunday morning, particularly for the North Island. So it is, I think, going to be an east-west spread of our temperatures and our rainfall over the next few days. You can really see it quite nicely on these rainfall accumulation charts that run through in towards the weekend. The blues here showing that heavier rainfall through parts of Taranaki and Waitomo. Your classic spot as well, the top of the Aotearoa range, those inland ranges from the likes of, say, the Kapiti Coast up towards Horowhenua, and also up towards parts of the eastern Bay of Plenty. But in areas like Hawke's Bay, it stays generally dry. Northwesterly is a good direction for you to stay dry, but also a very warm one as well. We'll still get some of that humidity, so I think it will still feel quite muggy, particularly for our nighttime temperatures. Again, staying pretty warm through there. But I think generally if you're looking for drier weather, head towards the east. But with that caveat, there will still be some stronger winds, particularly for, say, southern Hawke's Bay down towards the Tacubaya Plains, in towards the Aotearoa district and in towards parts of Wairarapa and Wellington. But we'll also find that's where we'll have our higher temperatures as well. Down on the south side, well, it's a more defined split in that rainfall. The southern Alps act as this great barrier to that rainfall pushing in from the west. So heavy rainfall pushing in towards parts of Fiordland, Westland, up in towards Buller and Grey as well. Those purples showing that rain slow to clear as we head through the weekend. And like I say, we've already got a heavy rain warning for parts of Westland and watches that run through Grey and Buller. And those watches through there, very likely a high chance that they'll be upgraded to a warning as we head through in towards Friday and Saturday. So do keep a close eye on those and be aware that the rain is just going to take its time to clear through. A different story on the other side of the hills, places like the Canterbury High Country, again classically a northwester. Those winds rush down the other side of the Southern Alps, picking up speed, and some stronger gusty winds down that eastern coast. So more of a windy story for you, but again, your temperatures will pick up, so it's a much warmer weekend in store. Warm, dry, but windy. as we go in towards the next few days, we will find those temperatures really start to pick up. You can see that return of warmer air, those yellows, those oranges, being dragged in from Australia across the Tasman Sea on those northwesterly winds and pushing across us. So I think all of us are in for a warmer spell of weather as we head towards the end of the week. Once we head in towards the very end of the weekend, the start of next week, we start to find more of that southerly pushing back up. So those oranges being replaced by more blue, so that cooler air back towards us. So I think we will find temperatures back down towards normal as we head in towards the start of next week. But for the end of this week, staying very warm indeed, especially across those eastern parts of the country, both by day and also by night. Not much respite from that heat. Taking a little bit of a look further afield, you can see we're still going to keep higher pressure across the north there. These flicks of fronts run up the country, bringing a bit more in the way of wetter weather. But as we head in towards next week again, high pressure for a time. More northwesters back with us though, as we head through towards Thursday and Friday, with that next front just pushing through there and our winds switching back to being more of those northwesterlies. That's it from me. This is from MetService.com.